faster. Why you lame, but you the only one who's talking reckless?
Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Yeah. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Yeah. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Yeah.
The life we design is a construct of monster. The third I divine for yourself in the hive. Stop asking why we can't waste any time. All these lines that I write in the pages of rhymes I got. Finna come up with another rap song. Niggas never last long. Hit 'em with the bass like yeah. Feel like the goat from the lands, lost sands in the sea room sticks where we take our chance. It's a Hakuna, my rap that's so infinite. Rages are imminent. Doom to your settlement. Ready for battle. These coasters are bloody. Red soldiers are torn to shed vision and soldering. Murder on my mind, that's all I know. Niggas say they got me, never show. Artificial bonds, they gotta go. My mental underground, I'm about to. Holy shit, Venom dumb, he don't know no better. Niggas bitch, hella soft, call them target practice. Blade is drawn, aim for hard, have them bleeding faster. Why you lame, but you the only one who's talking reckless?
Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Yeah. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns, keep the horns upon my head. Yeah. Trapped inside my mind, I'm like a beast of tearing flesh. Lord of demons, crown of thorns.
Damn. 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 Yo. Okay.
But
All right.
you
Yep.
guess
Bro,
what?
it's
You
all
you get
bad. It's all
yep.
bad.
I
It's
hear it
all
now too.
bad.
You get. I've been here talking to effectively looking like I'm talking to
Yo.
myself on the stream.
Dog.
I don't even think I was coming through really,
Dog.
because I didn't hear
Yo.
myself at all.
Bro.
But yo, you know what? Since we're all here, if you want to, which you probably don't, and I don't blame you, you could do the intro again.
I mean, shit, dog. I feel like I feel like I should just end the stream, come back, dog. At this point, like, damn, that
Just-
Refresh.
that shit just
Yeah.
hit me heavy,
Yo,
bro. Yo, I've never had a
mean-
scuffed intro like that ever. Even on the first day I started streaming, dog, I never had that shit happen to me. Oh my god, bro,
bruh.
I'm sick. Well,
That is unfortunate.
welcome to the stream. Yeah.
This man had a JPEG lighting up behind him the whole time, and he's bouncing
Yo,
around and ain't going
Yo,
on.
that's man, the homie around here like, the audio wasn't my fault. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
it
was just
wasn't your
about to
fault.
point that message
It
out
wasn't
too.
your fault. It
Uh,
it was completely on my end.
Streamer brain. Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here, I'm mouse over the stream window, and I'm like, wait, I don't
Yeah.
have it muted. And then I'm like, wait, but I haven't been hearing double this whole time. What the hell?
Okay. We gonna speed run. We gonna speed run the intro. We working on some graphic design shit. Got a Final Fantasy magazine. You feel me, for my Final Fantasy characters and all that shit. You know, we in here with the homies Vaughn. We in here with the homie.
Cinema.
Yeah, that's right. We speed running. We speed running. All right. Now that we got that out of the way. Yo, okay. Yo,
Now that was an intro.
yo, Vaughn, look. This is the homie that I do the D&D stuff with. I call him
Yo.
Kuma. That was his old name. He goes by a new name now. But I Kuma's easier for me to remember. So I call him Kuma.
Yeah,
still.
Kuma's fine, G, don't stress. Yeah.
All right, so he's the D&D homie I play with. Yo, Kuma. This is my homie that makes a lot of my beats for my music and stuff. He's a producer.
What's
homie.
good? What's up?
Oh,
What's happening?
Nice. What's up, man?
Yeah, and we all VTubers, so yeah, everybody get to know each other. Nice.
I call myself a cryptid, and I'm starting to live up to that too much. You only see me live probably I don't know, once every 2 months at this point. I don't exist.
Yeah, that's everybody, bro.
So,
Bro.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like that all the time.
People gonna start selling rare pictures of my model on the internet. They're gonna be like, have you seen this creature?
Yeah, come on. G. Yeah, well, damn. Crisis missed the shit talking to him in the chat.
Man.
Yo, Rob, if you still here, go tell Crisis come back. We gotta shit talk him again. Yo,
No,
Shaggy,
don't
what's
say
good?
we.
What's good?
Shit.
You might have been shit talking him. I was
Yo,
flaming you.
you was definitely shit talking.
No, I wasn't shit talking him. I was sitting here, I'm like, the stream just started and you already got Crisis saying he don't fuck with you. You all fucked up. Awkward ass intro. Crisis on ass, frame one.
Yo, appreciate the follow. All right, this is
Hey.
all sketch as hell off rip. Okay, all right. Look, what we talking about? Let's start there. What y'all want to talk about
no.
first?
That's cursed. That's cursed, bro. You just gonna be like, what we talking
Yeah,
about?
what
No,
we
we're all gonna
talking
sit here.
about?
We all
let's
gonna
get
sit
it.
here like the
That's right. That's the conversation starter right there.
The conversation started. The conversation ender, bruh.
Shit.
Yeah. All right.
goddamn.
Premium icebreaker. What everybody been playing recently? What games we been playing?
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Uh-oh. I
Just
already got.
Diablo pretty much, G.
I was gonna say I already got my answer. If you got to think about yours, but you
Yeah,
throw out
you
the
go,
good old
you hit-
Diablo. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I've been like, bruh. One of my friends. I'm pretty sure I already told Yokai Boys about this, so Venom knows. But one of my friends was playing Skyrim, this man had a mod collection because Nexus mods finally like got collections going as a thing,
Mm.
and he was streaming that shit at Discord, and I'm watching him play Skyrim, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck, do I really want to play Skyrim again? So the last week of my life has just been spent playing fucking
Oh
modded
god,
Skyrim.
the fucking trap,
Bro, I wish I could say I've done anything productive in the last like 4 or 5 days. I have not.
That sounds about right.
It's a trap.
Oh
Sounds
man.
about right.
Yeah, I've been going hard on that though. Fucking pretty much beat base game and the DLCs and built a house and everything, going through Mag Quests, doing all the quest lines and
Man, I
stuff.
said building a house. He playing Minecraft and
Yo,
Skyrim. Damn.
I bro, that was my first time playing on special edition and not LE. I have almost all of the achievements. Like
Goddamn.
I am seriously considering going through and getting the rest of the achievements just because most of them look easy as hell to get. It's all just doing quests and shit, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, really? Like,
Grind is real.
I might have to do that just cause I can.
That's the one.
Word.
Yeah, what you been playing, Kuma?
A little bit, mainly just Diablo and shit, and then jump on Valorant, do like my daily shit, and then jump off. But I've been playing fucking what is it, Diablo Immortal. It's
Hey.
the amount of hate that it has got is, I mean, like it's pay to win. Like you can't argue that if you put money on, you're gonna be better than everyone else. But the game is pretty good itself. Like the only time
Yeah.
where it actually matters that people are better than you is if you just constantly play in PvP. But apart
Hmm.
from that, it's pretty chill.
I just started playing that
Word.
game myself like the other day, like a day or two ago.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun game. It
Man.
reminds me of Diablo 3 too much though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like D3.
Man, you think it's I was talking to the homie about it because we was talking about Diablo 4 and everything. You think they literally started or they did Immortal as the blueprint for Diablo 4? Because that Diablo 4 looks just like an MMO, no cap.
It really does.
Yeah, I think Diablo Immortal was like, the test to see how people are gonna feel about like the kind of freedom MMO kind of style and all that type of shit. But
Yeah.
I don't think anyone paid attention to it because everyone was too busy focused on how like crazy like how you can buy power and stuff like that.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. The only Diablo games I really even played, like I beat Diablo 3 and I kind of like beat Diablo 2, not really. Like I got all the way to the end and stopped playing, but so
Yeah.
Diablo Immortal is just kind of like it's cool. It's cool. I need to play it some more. I need to see what it's
Yeah,
like,
fair,
but
fair.
I'm hyped for Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is going to be crazy.
Yeah, 4 is gonna be fucking insane.
Yeah, it looks like they're focusing on the right things this time. I hope
Yeah.
that's the case.
I mean, even when they like announced it like 3 years ago or whenever, it was like looking fucking so good. And the amount of shit that they've done so far is nuts. And there's meant to be a beta coming out, I'm assuming at the end of this year. So
Mm.
hopefully we
Yeah.
can get access to that.
I forgot, was that one of the games where they said it was getting one like October or something like that?
I
There was
think
a
so,
bunch of dates
yeah.
thrown around for a
Yeah.
bunch of games. That was a lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'll be right back.
You good?
Bro, all I know is I got beef with Bethesda.
Yeah. Why?
And because they Bethesda, bro.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, fucking Starfield better be the one.
Yeah.
Me and all my homies are kind of just sitting there. We looking at that. We like, this looks really good, and I don't like that because that's always how it starts.
I mean, shit, you're not wrong.
That's that's the Fallout 4 and the Fallout 76 right there. You look at it, you're like, yo, this cool. But no, I really hope that that shit comes out and it's a banger, and then we get the same quality game out of like Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 whenever that happens. We know that's going to be like 20 years down the line at this point.
Yeah.
Whenever they decide to stop re-releasing Skyrim,
They never gonna stop. What's up? When they drop
they
Elder
they
Scrolls 6, they gonna drop
they gonna
Skyrim.
re-release, bro. When they fucking drop Elder Scrolls 6 1 year later, Elder Scrolls 6 Legendary Edition. 1 year after that, Special Edition.
Yo,
They
they
they just
gonna
gonna keep doing it.
they gonna drop Skyrim with Elder Scrolls 6 and be like, get it together in a bundle pack.
Now you know what it's gonna be. They gonna do with they're gonna do what Doom Eternal did with the old Doom games, and they're gonna make it so when you play in Starfield, you could go to arcade cabinet in your ship, and you could
Man.
just fucking play Skyrim.
Yep. That's the one.
Oh man,
That's the one right there.
nah, that shit's cursed.
Yeah, come on, dog. Who doesn't want to keep playing Skyrim forever?
Me,
Yo, you just went back and started playing it again.
bro, I don't want to play this shit forever, dog. I don't want to play Skyrim forever. Oh, yo, after I don't know. After today, I'm thinking about playing some fucking Dragon's Dogma again. I tell you
I
what,
was I was dead
shit.
ass just thinking about getting on that shit, like downloading that and playing that
I I
again.
I might do a Ranger because like back when I played that shit on PS4, I had all my different accounts and shit, so I was running different builds on each one, and I had my Magic Archer, which was my main piece, but that's not the
Yeah.
one I started with. I started with Assassin, and I beat the game with that, and I was messing with that and whatnot, and I was enjoying the game, but I was feeling kind of like about my build and shit, like my class and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I started doing a bit of research and whatnot. Because, first playthrough, I just went in blind as possible, played the game, suffered for my inexperience, and, just experienced the game for what it was. Had a lot of fun with it. A lot of funny moments, little bit of frustration, all that. The whole package. And then did my research, did a warrior and a sorcerer, and warrior was fun as hell. I didn't end up beating the game with it, but I was fucking around and got my crazy ass fucking, what do you call it? Arc of Deliverance one shot build going.
Yep.
That shit was fun as hell.
That's
And
the
then the
one.
sorcerer ended up being Magic Archer. I took that shit to level 200 max level, beat pretty much the entire game, did all the content and shit. I was going for the platinum trophy, and I ended up not getting it because that shit was bugged. I was mad.
Man.
Bro, that shit made me so upset.
Man. It's been a long time since I played Dragon's Dogma. I think the last thing I did like recently was I went back on my Xbox and I was playing it, the Dark Arisen. Uh, going across that water to what was it, the Blackwater,
Bitter
whatever it's
Black
called.
Isle,
Yeah,
yeah.
going up
The
in there
DLC
fighting them
zone,
big ass demons and stuff, dog.
yeah.
That's literally the last thing I remember doing recently.
Bitter Black, my motherfucking city. I walk up in there like I own that bitch.
No cap. Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
man,
Before
I
I
don't know.
forget,
I might
give
give it a
me.
temptation to do a Magic Archer again.
Oh no,
Shit's so
not the
broken.
magic archer.
It's so broken. You
Man, I
take the
don't even remember what build I had.
I just remember in Bitter Black. There's that staircase that has the fucking Minotaur or whatever it is at the bottom.
Yeah.
You run that motherfucker up the stairs, and while he's coming up the stairs on Magic Archer, you could use the Ricochet spell and just bounce that shit like 800 times off the walls, and it kills him.
Yep. Yep. That's the one. Bruh,
Man,
I was like running like what was like the one where it's like an assassin, but it's like magic assassin or something. You be like they had the move where you could like morph into the shadows kind of and be skirting all over the place and stabbing people up.
I'm pretty sure that was Assassin.
Was it?
Yeah, I fucking they had a bunch of crazy ass abilities, and like a lot of that shit was based off of like, what do you call it? The or no, I'm thinking of Magic Archer with the weapon thing. But nah, fucking Assassin did have some pretty crazy abilities if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
God, man, I'm trying to remember something that isn't Magic Archer shit, sorcerer shit, or warrior shit.
Bro, no cap. Like that's literally like all I remember from that game too.
Sorcerer was the fucking one, bro. Spend 2 minutes casting a spell and then let a giant ass tornado rip and wipe out a whole town. Like,
That's right.
ain't no way that ain't the one. And then the death spell, you sit there casting that shit forever and just insta kill a boss.
That's right.
I remember my first time seeing that. Somebody folded a chimera with that shit. Like it just blinked out of existence, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Wait, hey, yo, what?" I was like, "That's in the game? Like that's a thing you can do, bro? Oh my god, we need more games with crazy magic like that."
Nah, for real, for real. That's why I'm like, I kind of want to see well, did you guys watch the Xbox Bethesda showcase thing?
I
Barely.
missed most of it. Yeah.
I saw Starfield, and that was pretty much it.
So did y'all see that Flintlock game?
Nope.
Yeah,
Damn,
nah, not here.
damn, y'all need to watch the trailer for that. It looked like a combination of Dark Souls and like Dragon's Age. Like you remember Greedfall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like pretty much like that, but like literally with Dark Souls slash Devil May Cry combat. And it was like they was throwing crazy spells everywhere and whipping around and dodging all the bosses and stuff. It looked actually pretty freaking wild.
God
Yeah.
damn.
I need more games like that though. Co-op though.
Yeah.
I feel like cooperative
Honestly,
multiplayer is a lost art.
I fucking I got I got Outward, right? Because they did the whole definitive edition thing,
Yeah.
and I was playing that shit for a little bit, right? Like I played it for for like a couple hours by myself, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, I have no idea what I'm doing in this fucking game.
Yeah, Outward is kind of trash.
I'd like honestly, that's what I'm thinking, right? But my one homie, he really wants to play it with me, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to go back. But
Yeah,
he's super into it.
nah.
So I'm sitting here. I'm like, maybe there's something I haven't seen because I've watched people play the game before, and I've seen them do crazy builds and funny shit.
Yeah.
So it's like there's definitely some enjoyment to be had there, but it's just like how that shit starts off. I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, I can't even kill something with a sword without getting absolutely murked, bro. I feel like I'm playing fucking like some hardcore survival game, which that's part of what it's going for. It's the
Man,
hardcore
yeah.
vibe.
Playing that game reminds me of playing like something like freaking like Baldur's Gate or something on the hardest difficulty and running up in the dungeon and it's like you roll -5 initiative. Now get ganked by 5 different orcs and get your ass beat. Off rip.
And you see, like I'll say at least in like that situation, you know what you're getting fucked by. Like, bro, I'm in fucking Outward, and the only time I know something is gonna absolutely like skull fuck me is when I pull up and I see a Wendigo running around, and there's
That's
a
right.
bunch of skeletons and bodies, and I'm just like, oh hell no, I know what that is, and I know why those are there. I don't want nothing to do with it. But like, I remember I stepped out of town, and the first thing I saw was two bandits. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I played the tutorial and shit. Like I understand the combat controls. I got my abilities and everything. Let me try and kill him, see if I could get some loot and shit, right? Bro, I was cut up. I was limping. I was running for my fucking life. I had no health. They chased me for like 30 minutes. I ended up running into their camp, got killed, woke up, locked up in a fucking shed in their camp. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, yo, what just happened? I
sounds
got this
about
sword. It
right.
ain't do shit for me. I
That's the
was living the
one.
struggle.
Man, yeah. It'd be like us when me and like Kuma and everybody be playing like D&D. I'll be like, yeah, what is happening where we getting our ass beat this whole time?
Some weird shit's always going on.
No cap. And it's never our fault either. We just be in it.
Yeah, we always getting dragged into the fucking everyone's mistakes.
Like,
Man, that
God.
sounds like D&D.
For real, bro. We just be minding our own business, and next thing you know, oh, I woke the titan of everything. Time to die. On some Final
Man,
Fantasy shit.
yo, you've awoken the icon.
Right?
Fuck around to get tempered.
Yo, yeah. Oh yeah, that remind me. Yo, you ain't send me your stuff for the Final Fantasy thing, man. What you doing over
Word, I haven't. That's because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I was looking through my shit because, usually I keep all my shit backed up, including my character presets.
there?
All of them shits are gone.
Yeah, man.
All them shits are gone, and I'm too lazy to remake them. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, bruh, I'm
What'd you
mad.
do with them?
Oh my god. Again, I usually back them up, but the backup I had made was before I had my fucking main OC presets,
Mm.
and then I fucking reset my computer like a couple months back, had to reinstall everything, and them shits were gone.
Yeah.
Because when I reinstalled 14 Fantasia and shit, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll Fantasia back into, my old shit, and then I went to load, custom preset and shit. That shit was gone, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, no way.
Damn.
That's all right. I can send you my current one.
What do you play as
Uh,
again?
I'm Catgirl right now.
Man said I'm the cat girl. I gotta be furried up. You feel me?
Gotta be furried up. Right?
Nah, right. When I was messing around with like the what they call it. Well, I don't even know. I I don't even know. Is that like you would know this best? Like should we even be talking about that stuff on stream, or would the people at 14 like the man's everything be like, oh yeah, you got caught, you done.
You see, I would say be relatively vague, but really, unless you stream your game and like everything, like post shit on Twitter with your character name on it, like if it can be tied back to you, then yeah, you can get hit for it. But if you can't, like, or if you don't, if your character name and shit isn't tied to it, then it doesn't matter. That's why, like, bro, all I'm gonna say is you said you made a Twitter for that shit, right?
Yes.
Make sure your character name and server name aren't in that bio or any of those tweets.
GG, too late.
Nah, you can change it now. I just if it's in a tweet, delete it. If it's in your bio, edit that shit.
Nah,
It's
I
not
ain't
too late.
changing it. I'm dedicated.
You dedicated to being dead.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, come on, dog.
Fucking Yoshi P finna kick in your door and
Everybody,
blast your ass with a man hammer.
everybody that everybody that I follow does the same thing. So I was like, I'm gonna do it too.
Nah, bro, don't be one of them.
I'm gonna be one of
I'm telling
them.
you right now, you make it big and you start streaming 14 and they see that
I
shit,
don't think
somebody
I'm
will
gonna
just hit
ever
you.
stream that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, shit, you good for the most part. All I'm gonna say is you piss somebody off and in the 14 community, they got a bunch of report heroes. They'll hit you somehow.
Damn. Don't
It's really
report me,
like that.
guys.
Report them.
Yeah, chill out. Man. But yeah. I
There's some
man.
shady places on Final Fantasy, man. Some sketchy places.
Wait, yeah, sketchy places?
Yo,
What
I'm
sketchy
I'm, a,
places?
I'm gonna keep it a
Bruh.
buck with you, right? Like I love the community for this game when it's just welcoming new people, helping them out, playing the game, enjoying content and shit. But as somebody who has friends and has like that have been in with like circles that have been into some fucked up shit and who's been involved with some fucked up shit myself, like there are people that genuinely need to like touch grass, and I mean that in the most like fuck you suck way possible. like
Yeah.
like it's people do some really shady stuff and start some really dumb situations and do a whole lot of witch hunting.
Hmm.
It's definitely
Uh,
a two-sided coin, you know.
yeah. They're like the role playing community is fucking scary. Like, and I got some. We I used to have like a group of like 20 people that played it, and we literally lost like 3 friends to it because they just got like devoured by the game, and like they ended up fucking making like a maid cafe thing and everything. And the shit that they do on there is crazy. Like one of the chicks, she's a little bit too into it, I think. And she streams it a lot and stuff as well. Sometimes I'm like, bro, you gotta be careful what you stream and what you don't stream. Like,
Oh, that
might as
I
well be
I
like
I
a porno that's like
I
it's
was
just
gonna
like
say
making a
they're over
hentai and
there
shit, bro. Like,
streaming mid fucking ERP and shit.
That's that's the
it's
one.
That is not the one. I mean, shit, it depends on where you're streaming it to, but that is not the one. Not on Twitch or YouTube. That's oh man.
trying to
Yeah,
remember
Nah,
what world there is. It's a
let's get these gamer horny people up on Pornhub, and let's stream some Final Fantasy ERP. What's up? Let's
yo,
go.
you think
Let's
they ain't
get
up there
it.
already?
Ah, I know they are, cause I be seeing it.
I was gonna say I have seen some shit like I've seen people that have used programs to link certain objects with the game.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, when they take damage or get healed and or do a mechanic correctly, it does shit.
Huh? Wait, what? I ain't heard that. That's a new one to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, there's a plugin for it and everything. I've seen shit.
It
I have
gets
seen some
fucking
shit.
crazy.
Yo,
Ugh.
that sounds scary.
I remember one of the worlds have like a nightclub in it, and you can go there, and it's always just fucking like packed with people. And while like 80% of them are just like fucking around and just chatting with people and chilling, there's like that many people that are like, and it's always the fucking lollies, bro. They always go fucking psycho for the lalas every time they show up. It's
I
like,
hate
or
that shit.
you go in like you walk past them and the shit that is going on in the corner, you're like, what the fuck, G?
Bro, that shit with the Lullafells is not the fucking one.
Yeah, nah.
Here, I'm DMing you the character file.
Bet.
You got fucking Anamnesis. You could load that shit through there. I think you should be able to load it through CM Tool too, if you still use that shit for some godforsaken reason.
No, I don't anymore. Don't worry.
Good, 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 good. Give it the times, old man.
Nah, I knew I had to
Uh,
update that.
yeah, but for anybody who might watch this and be like, oh, them 14 players are like some weirdo freak pedo people or
You're
some shit
right.
like that.
You're right.
No, not all of them. Shit, not even most of them. Maybe half of them. I don't know. I'm skeptical nowadays. But no, there's a lot of good people. Again, it's a two-sided coin. You got the motherfuckers that have been playing MMOs forever and they're just chilling and they big vibing or they just play casual. Even with the RP shit, you got people who are just like playing out their character and maybe
That's
they're
that,
into some
they're just
weird
chilling.
ERP shit, but like they don't take it as far as some of these potato
Yeah.
touchers.
Huh? Potato touchers.
That yeah,
Because
that's how I'm
Lala's
gonna
are
that
potatoes.
that's how I'm gonna phrase that. Yep, potato touchers. And you know, they're like, oh yeah, Lord, they're adults, they have children. Shit. Yeah, sure. They look like kids. Stop. Uh, getting off that topic. This is spicy and go back to fucking what I was saying. Fucking there's a lot of good people that play the game. RP, hardcore, casual, like that's why me personally, with all of the time I've spent playing that game, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that at least personally, from my experience, I don't fuck with large free companies at all. They almost always fall apart due to some drama.
That's
It
right.
happens a lot, and even if they don't straight up fall apart and they, like, survive and keep going, there will be mass exoduses. It is very common. People don't know how to not start shit, and motherfuckers will go and start a free company and they'll have a couple of people in officer ranks and shit and they'll think, oh, I'm good because I have like me and like five or six others managing fucking a free company the size of 300, only for them to end up completely mismanaging the shit, and there's a lack of communication and all this other shit's going on. Basically what I'm saying is, you know, you don't have to keep your circle small, but at least from my experience, it
You
does benefit
should.
you to do so.
Yeah. Yeah,
Granted, I know
the first
dozens
like
of people
2
from 14
years,
now. Yeah.
I run into like no RP players at all for like my first 2 years of playing it because I was like just playing, just chilling. Then I got into this is where you're right. I got into this FC that was fucking huge. Like it was the amount of people in it was just crazy. And like there was always events and shit going on and they were always just chilling. And there was this Discord and everything full of people. And then something happened, some drama happened with like the owner and some chick because his like wife was in the FC,
Yep.
and then
Oh
something happened with
man.
some other girl, and then like all of a sudden this
Yep.
Discord just got disbanded, and then the FC got disbanded, and then like I was the quiet one just chilling. I like pretty much
You
never showed up, and
you were
even
just
I was getting like all these messages about all these questions, and I was like, "What the fuck happened, bro? Like, what is going on?" And I was like, "It's
just standing
fucking
there
nuts."
like the fuck they doing over there.
God damn.
Man, I've been in so many large FCs. Like, honestly, best case scenario I've seen when it comes to FCs, like large ones, is that they just die quietly.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, people just, stop playing the game. Other people go to make their own FCs, whatever might happen. It might not necessarily be bad blood, maybe it is, but they just kind of just die off quietly and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I've made two free companies. I'm gonna say too, I've made like other ones in the past, but those I never like recruited anybody for. They were just like small things for alts or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've made two on my main characters. One I ran for like probably I'd say maybe 6 to 8 months,
Mm.
right? And it was basically me and two other people, and we all like I had the master rank and they had the rank right below me, and we basically ran that shit like a council. And since there's three of us, we always had tiebreaker for
Yeah.
opinions, votes, whatever the fuck, right? And we always discuss shit. And a lot of people do it that way, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Worked out pretty well for us, but over time, people were stopped playing the game, transfer servers, went off to join their friends' FCs, make their own, whatever. No big deal, right? And eventually, I took a break from the game, came back, and finally, the last like 20 or so players we had, they were just gone. I'm like, yeah, this shit's dead. Time to move on. But after that was all of my bad FC experiences, which were pretty much all exclusively with large FCs. I was
Yeah.
chilling in a friend's smaller FC for a little bit, and then I was like sitting there, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is the way to do it. So I went and made my own FC because theirs was starting to grow bigger, and I just kept that shit small with my close circle of friends, and it's been like that
Yeah.
pretty much ever since I want to say 2019.
Yeah.
And we just been big chilling. We got a large house. We play the game, just run buffs. Like that's what I tell everybody. Like, yeah, it's a free company. We do free company shit. Everybody can use the workshop, all of that stuff. We got the projects, we got the house, we got the buffs. But what I always tell them is what I made this to be and what I want y'all to think of it is just like I want you to think of it as a place where all the homies can just get together. We can run shit and just have buffs. Like I don't have to
Yeah.
feel any obligation to get on, do whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. We could just rot in this bitch. Like we're just here for buffs, basically. That's it.
Yeah.
But we've all been clicked up for so long that like there's never any problems anyways. And when there are, the shit always resolves itself. Like
Yeah.
one day we had this big like 2 hour long blowout. This was years ago. We haven't had
Oh
anything like this
no.
in the longest time. This shit was so funny though. We had this big ass like 2 hour long blowout argument in the voice chat, and fucking like at like the start of it, it was like everybody hated each other, and by the end of it, we were memeing hard as fuck.
That sounds about right.
Like that's just how cool we are. Like shit happens, but we're not so fucking petty and childish as like every other group that we've ran with or people that we've you know booted out, whatever the fuck, where these big ass blowouts become something even bigger for no reason. Like no, it's usually like it starts off with something dumb, and then it just like ends up being everybody kind of realizes it's dumb, and then we're like, yeah, fuck that shit, and so just fuck all that arguing and whatnot. It's like, and then we fucking laugh about it, and it's back to the memes, just whatever. And again, doesn't even happen that often.
Yeah. That's how
The
most
way to do it.
things work out
Like
in games.
shit, like that's just part of hanging with a group of people, like, or just hanging with people in general. Like it's basically just relationships. It's not even exclusive to like romantic shit. Like just with relationships in general, nobody's always gonna get along 100% of the time. People butt heads. People do dumb shit. People might do or say shit that they don't mean to do, and then it gets blown up out of proportion or taken out of context. And it's just like all it takes is just again communication, being able to realize like, yo, this shit's dumb. It's not that big of a deal, and we be having too much fun in here to be fucking at each other's throats and shit. So squash it.
Hell yeah.
So many people on 14 can't do that shit, bro. People will start
I don't think people can
fucking
do that in general.
bro. I mean, yeah, but like on 14, bro, it's just out in the open. Like motherfuckers will go to war and get an entire link shell to witch hunt you because you have a glamour that looks vaguely similar to theirs. It's like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Like, yo, I love 14, but you can't tell me that like 9 out of 10 times somebody will try to make like a unique character and you will eventually within the next 2 days bump into somebody who looks similar.
Yeah.
Millions of people play
Like
that
Games
game.
that
That'd
big,
be
it's
impossible.
bro, there's a reason why mods are so popping because it gives you more customization. Like don't get me wrong, I love 14's customization and shit. Like your character creator is pretty good for what it is, but I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of midlanders and cat girls and dragon girls that rock the same face, the same one or two faces.
Yes.
And again, it's like, sure, y'all look good and all. I'm not bashing you unless your character does look ugly somehow, and in which excuse me, in which case, congratulations, you have fucked up. I didn't think that was
I was gonna
possible.
say you fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't think that was possible. Make an ugly character, but you succeeded. Hopefully, you were trying to do it on purpose, because like I don't want to have to roast you, but it's inevitable. Like fucking, you're gonna have characters that kind of look the same. Is fucking Krigan playing Dragon's Dogma? Oh lord, I'm gonna have to play Dragon's Dogma, bro. Everybody playing Dragon's Dogma again. I
That's so
still can't
boring.
believe that shit. It's real, bro. Yo, fucking, I was sitting in chat with the homies, and one of them was streaming the shit. I was watching it, and man's they were all like, "Oh, thank you for celebrating the 10-year anniversary with us." And then he's like claps his hands together. He's like, "Before we go, we have one more announcement." And then they all unzipped the jackets and threw them shits off to show the Dragon's Dogma 2 shirt, bro. I was so fucking hyped. I was screaming,
Man.
bro. I don't know what it is with games and shirts. You know who else does shirt reveals? Technically, fucking good old Yoshi P for 14 when he gets up at
Hmm.
FanFest talking about like to talk about the expansions and shit. Like typically he'll be wearing a shirt and the shirt will have something on it that kind of like teases what the next job might be.
Yeah.
Like shit man, I forgot what he had for Reaper and for Machinist, but I remember for Red Mage he had a Scarlet Witch t-shirt and people were going fucking insane over that shit. They're like, "Yo, Red Mage, Red Mage is coming to 14."
Man.
Sure enough, it did.
Didn't they do that for Diablo at one point? Like for Immortal, they had some shirt reveal or something.
I don't remember.
I think they had a shirt. I can't can't remember if it was. Man, I think only thing anyone remembers from that is the fucking "Don't you guys own phones"
Hmm.
situation.
Wait, what? What?
Don't you guys have phones? When
Oh,
fucking
oh
when
yeah.
yeah, when Immortal got announced and then everybody was like about to get hype and then they showed it was a mobile game and everybody the crowd was like just dead silent, like booing mans, and he's just like, "What? Don't you guys have phones, bro?"
Yeah, I remember that.
That
It
was the most
fucking
dickhead shit.
yeah, people got so fucking tilted. People are still tilted about that shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Bro, I don't think I've ever seen such disrespect at a game show ever. Like, okay,
Yeah.
fuck the Oscars was pretty good, but that was funny. That was funny, and that was a valid ass based statement to make. Fuck the Oscars. That shit was funny as hell. But don't you guys have phones? Like it's funny in hindsight, but that doesn't change the fact that it's fucked up and like completely tasteless and just way off
Yeah.
base. Like man's just not in touch with the crowd at all when he said that.
No. The
Oh
worst
man.
thing is with fucking Microsoft taking over, like in one of the big interview things they did or whatever, they were like, "Oh yeah, once we take over, the main focus we want to do is focus on mobile games and more mobile games." And I don't think most people have realized that they said that yet. So once Microsoft takes over, shit's gonna go fucking nuts.
Oh
They're gonna be
Man.
no.
so fucking mad.
I
They
don't
said that
Yo,
they
know.
would like
I ain't
finish like the new Diablo and stuff, but fuck. After that, I think everything's going to
I'm not
mobile.
gonna lie. I slick forgot Microsoft own Activision now.
I don't. Didn't the deal like not completely go through yet? Like they're pretty much locked in for it, if I
Yeah,
remember
it's not.
correctly.
I
Yeah, I
don't think
think
that it's solidified, but I mean,
Yeah,
technically they own them.
yeah, I think it. Yeah, I think it rolls over at like the start of next year or something.
The
It's
shit
yeah,
really didn't
like the
register
deal's
with me.
done, but it's not. Like yeah, that's fucking.
man.
All I remember is that they paid 89 billion or some shit, 89 million in cash. They did the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing in cash. I was like, bro, how? What are you doing? Share some love.
Word. Let me hold 100,000.
Yeah, surely.
That's the
How do you
one.
like that? Have to be so much fucking like money. Like pretty much 90 mil, or was it 80 mil? Something like that. Anyway, in cash, like that's got to be a lot.
Man,
That-
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft got the bread for it.
they do.
Yeah, I think
they they
they're now.
they they gotta be careful though,
Man, what they got to be careful about.
because
Fucking, I think. Oh no, you
fucking
go, man. You're good.
fucking I forget what it's like. I forget who oversees that shit, but they're basically being investigated right now because they looking like the Disney of gaming right now. They look like they trying to build a monopoly.
Yeah,
Man, if anybody should be looking at someone doing that, it should be people looking at Tencent.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
Tencent is Chinese though. That's the problem. We too
Man,
afraid to
yeah,
look at them.
yeah. Tencent and fucking Sony are the only ones ahead of Microsoft now. So
It's
it's
so
like the
easy to
three
forget
biggest
about Sony
companies
too.
now own fucking everything. So
Hmm It's
once they
like
start raising prices on shit or something stupid, we're fucked.
I fucking hate that they're doing that shit with next gen games too, like bumping it up to like $70 and shit for their first party titles. Cause
yes.
like way back in the day, right? Like yeah, PS2 and shit, like that kind of era wasn't really better because games were more niche, so they were more expensive back then to begin with. But like towards the end of that era, we were kind of like, a little bit easier on prices per se. We still had games that were coming out that were like way too fucking expensive, right? But then we went into the 360 PS3 era and we hit that point where games were $60 and part of the reasoning why they couldn't be the price they used to be was something along the lines of I think it was like, oh, we can't, it's getting too expensive to make the games, right? And then they were sitting at 60 and said they didn't want to go any higher because they would just make up the difference with DLC, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know, like that always seemed kind of weird to me, especially now when the prices are just going up regardless.
Yeah.
Bro, I wish I was you guys, man. 60 and $70 sounds so much better. Over here, it's $110 for fucking new gen games.
Bruh, what the fuck?
Yeah, 110. It's fucking
Where do you
stupid.
live?
I'm in Australia, bro.
Oh, fucking Australia,
Why
man. I'm sorry.
why you say
Yeah.
the way you said that was
Be-
funny.
Yeah, because being Australian and a gamer, that's kind of not the
It's,
one.
it fucking sucks, G. We get the shittest servers, we have the shittest internet, we always get updates and everything like fucking at stupid times, like 2 or
You're
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Like everything is always fucking shit.
You're
Like we're
you're you're
always stabbed.
your
Yeah.
fucking government is always just like trying to fucking either censor or ban the fuck out of anything remotely graphic
Yeah.
in media is like, man.
Yeah, like all the South Park games got like censored to the fucking shit house, bro. Like,
It's like at that point, why even fucking sell the South Park games in Australia? That's South Park, bro. If
yeah,
it's not grimy as hell, is it really South Park? Like shit.
yeah. That's like the point of it. That is
Mm-hmm.
South Park. Uh,
Man.
it's fucking whack.
Oh man. Man, yeah, no, that's some bullshit. 110. That is some cap. I wonder. No, that wouldn't make sense. That's fucked up. That's just wrong, bro. They're doing you dirty.
Yeah, fucking rough. Not
Yeah,
to mention our
gaming.
internet is like so much more expensive. Like I pay 120 a month, right, for my internet, and my speed is 50 up and 4 down. No, the other
What?
way around. It
Oh,
is
okay, I
50
was gonna
down
say.
and 4 up. So
Oh man.
Sheesh.
yeah.
Yes, that is some cap.
Yeah. So whenever I like stream, I've got to stream at like the lowest fucking settings because I have no fucking bitrate. My upload speed of 5 at max is like so rough.
Sheesh.
Oh man. I could not fucking imagine having that speed today. Like that's just
Right. If I had that slow internet, I'd be like, yo, I can't even do
It's
shit.
fucking ass.
bro. If my internet was that slow, I'd probably be doing ASMR crying streams.
Yeah, come on, man.
It wouldn't even be my VTuber model. It'd just be a PNG.
Yeah. Shit.
Man, you
Man,
making it work
fucking
though.
Yeah.
yeah, shit. Props to you.
Slow as city.
That man, like, yeah, I'm making it work. That's all I got.
Man, shit. I mean,
That's
you
a,
gotta work with what you got, right?
yeah. My stream times are fucking whack to try it because like you want to try and catch like the American times and shit, right? Because that's when everyone's pretty much on. But that's like starting at like 1 a.m. for me stream and streaming to like 6 a.m. is like prime time, and I'm just like, nah, fuck that.
Bro.
Yeah, that's
I
why I
don't
was.
even catch the American times when I stream. I be streaming whatever.
Nah, no
Yeah,
cap.
same here.
Fucked up.
Nah, like when you was telling me earlier, and I was like, yeah, it's like 6 right now, 6 at night for me, and you was like, yeah, it's 8 a.m. I was like, oh shit, I forgot Earth rotation.
Right.
Time
Time.
zones and shit. Yeah.
Fuck.
There's an actual other
Uh,
side to this planet.
Yo, I went from being fucked up about like over time zones because I was like just I just didn't know shit about any of them to being fucked up over time zones because I know too many of them. I got
yeah.
friends all over the place, bro. I got friends in every time zone in the US. I got I got friends in fucking Great Britain. I got friends in Saudi Arabia. Like they all over the place. I used to
That's
have
annoying.
a friend. I used to have a military friend who would travel, of course, for military shit. And at one point, he was in Japan and then like the Netherlands and shit, like all over the place. It's
Mm-hmm.
like keeping up with all them fucking time zones, bro. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, all right, is it British Standard Time? Is it Pacific or is it fucking Eastern? And if it's somewhere in between, figure it out yourself and tell me because I ain't fucking doing the math.
No, literally, I think that's like the hardest thing. Uh, as far as like doing this whole streaming thing, like even like my forget the VTubing thing, like just streaming in general, and if you want to do collabs with people and stuff, setting that up, cause
Yeah.
everybody
Collabs are
that
so
does
fucking
this
hard to
is
organize.
yeah, everybody
Ugh.
that does this doesn't live in America. Like most people doing this is overseas. No cap.
Yo, I can count my fucking number of collab streams on one hand. To be fair, right? In everybody else's defense, I don't go out seeking them. So y'all got it harder than me regardless if you have more or less than me. But like I had the very first joint I did, which was with Venom and Claire, and then I had what the fucking the talk show style joint we did.
No, we played Neo.
Oh, where we played Neo. I completely forgot about Neo.
That was the
Yeah,
first one
yeah.
before Phasmo with Claire.
Word. So that's already three though, cause of the joint where we was just chilling and chatting. You kind of did like the interview sort of thing. That
Yeah.
shit was fun. And then there's this one.
Yeah.
That's four.
Some
That's it,
cap.
bro. Yeah,
Some cap
hey, yo,
that we
hey,
don't even have the volume on for the very beginning,
yo.
talking for a full 10, 15 minutes.
Oh
That
my
cap.
god, yo.
Uh,
Honestly, we weren't prepared. Like we like it kills me. It fucking kills me, right? Fucking Kuma's timing for showing up, bro. The second I start to pull up and like realize and like point out the audio issues, man, it's just pulls up. Yo, what's up, guys? It's like, yo, what the fuck? It was like, all right, guess you could do your intro again.
Dog, like and it pushed my shit back because like that's what I was saying. Like I had to reset my computer because it had an update. So that's the only reason. Like literally, I had everything set up beforehand, like yesterday or whatever. Because I was like, I'm gonna probably stream sometime this week. So I literally double checked everything like a couple days ago and had it all set up. And then I was like, oh, Windows has an update. Let me update my computer. And I didn't think about that shit at all. It was gonna take
This
away
man
all my
really,
settings.
this man really went into OBS, got his scenes and everything. It was like, yo, it's go time. Didn't check the audio.
I didn't. I didn't.
Did
But hey,
everything but
man.
the audio.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
hey,
Look.
yo, come on, man. Ain't your main thing working with audio and you didn't check the audio?
Hey, man. Look. It's different, man. When I
Nah,
record
man.
something, it's
You
there.
you you not supposed to say it's different. You supposed to tell me to shut my ass up because I be starting streams muted too.
Yeah.
right, you ain't alone on that one.
The pot calling the kettle black, bro. You can't let me get away with that shit. Oh man. Nah,
Man.
yeah. I feel that though. I feel that.
You ain't alone. I've done like a first like 30 minutes of a stream before fucking muted.
Bro,
Once I realized, I was like, "Yep, all right, stream's done. Fuck this, I'm out." This
I
is
had
just like, nah.
I had a long ass stream one day. I forgot what I was playing, but I basically clicked stream and just let that shit rock. It was like a 16-hour stream, and like the first hour and a half of it was just everybody talking and me quiet
That's
because it
Oh,
was
right.
I
fucking
fucking
muted.
hate that.
Oh man.
That was me when I streamed one day on the PlayStation for the first time, and I didn't realize I had to share my audio outside separate of the party audio because I thought it was just all together, and it's like everybody was hearing Crisis and everybody talking and laughing and stuff, but I was silent as hell, so GG.
Like you say some funny shit and then everybody's laughing and then they're just kind of like, yo, what are they laughing at?
No,
Like trying
literally.
to figure out like, yo, what's so funny? What am I missing?
Yo, appreciate the follow.
Yo,
We out here.
God damn.
We
is that
working.
Black Spade?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh man.
Yo,
I don't know.
today.
Fucking
I'll go
what's
ahead.
good? No, I was just gonna say streaming is a fucking experience, bro.
Nah,
This shit is a
literally.
process and a half.
I was gonna say the day that I freaking can look up and I hear that notification noise, but that shit says donated $1,000. I'll be like, yeah, I'm
Man,
gonna need that.
I'm like I said before we started, I was talking with the homies yesterday and they were gassing me up. They're like, yo, you should go for affiliate. It's easy as hell, and we'll throw subs at you and shit. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh man, like I don't know, I might have to go for it now.
Man, I got affiliate. Nobody throws subs at me.
The issue with being a male streamer is that we ain't got titties to just hang out. That's our issue.
Man,
We can't just be fucking flinging shit and being like, yo, what's up? I got these. Uh,
Oh man, I don't know. I think it's just a a couple extra steps. You feel me?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I
yeah. I
take it
algorithm.
don't
as a
think it,
challenge.
it's I think it's for like a male, I think it's just being seen first is the issue. But once you're like seen, you're good. You're in the same boat as everyone else. It's just kind of, having that picture of a good looking girl when you scroll down who to look at, it catches people's attention first.
Yeah.
But I think it's like I've never had an issue with like keeping viewers and stuff like that, but always finding them is always like the fucking issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like playing a game that everybody's playing. Like on
Yes,
some
it's so rough.
Warzone or some Fortnite or something, literally oversaturated ass game. Everybody and their mom playing it. Of course, people are gonna gravitate
Yeah.
more towards either the popular guy streamer or the more like talkative, good looking girl streamer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That shit kills me too. When people will be like, "Oh, like how come you don't just go and stream insert big hot new game here?" And bro, every time I see that shit, I'm like, "Yo." I,
It's
I
like
always
no.
always say I always think to myself, I'm like, "Yo, if I go right and let's say Valorant dropped tomorrow, right, and everybody's gonna be on that shit streaming it, and and like somebody told me, "Yo, why don't you go play that and shit?" Like, yeah, I might stream it first day and whatnot, sure. But like, if I don't like it, I'm not really gonna keep playing it because the way I see it, right? I could stream this one big thing and sit there getting the same amount of viewers and the same amount of engagement that I usually do, which for me is pretty much next to none.
Man.
or or I could just go and stream whatever I actually want to stream and continue, getting that same amount of engagement. Like, yeah, sure, there's always the chance that, when you're playing the big thing, a bunch of people will come along to watch you play the big thing. I used to have that shit happen on my
Yeah.
PlayStation streams like years ago, but like, there's no guarantee that those people will really stay unless you have that staying power. And
Yeah.
even then, some people just want to see the game and they don't really give a fuck. Like me
Yeah.
personally, I've watched streams where people are playing a game I'm interested in, and the streamer ends up being a bit funny, and I was like, "Yo, this person's cool," but then I don't even really drop the follow
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I might look at what they play and see what they play, and I'm just like, "Oh, I don't really like watching these games or this
Yeah.
kind of stuff, this content," so I'm just keep it moving. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's weird. Like I always find engagement and building a following like in any medium, right? Especially like creative mediums to be so weird because how you both hook a person, keep their attention and interact with them varies so much depending on what you're doing and how you're going about it.
And the person.
Exactly, and the person themselves. Yes, I was thinking about that shit. I
Yeah.
almost forgot to mention it. Thank you. And the person themselves, what they like. Cause bro, I know I'm very specific, and like I'll get in a fucking mood, right? Like I'll get in like cause I'm ADHD baby to the fucking limit. So I'll get a fixation on like let's say a particular game, right? And I'll just be consuming all kinds of content for this particular game for like a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month straight, right? And I might be watching this one streamer every single day, and then they go to play a different game, or maybe I just like lose that interest in that game and I don't watch them anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like I just drop them completely, even if I like their shit. It's like,
I
I
mean,
like you, don't like your game though.
it's
man.
it's weird.
Definitely like that though.
It's weird as hell. Like that's how I am when I fucking when I'm like watching YouTube, right? Usually like when I watch YouTube, it's always like either when I'm just chilling, fucking, eating something, or like when I'm winding down for the night and, laying down and shit, I'll just watch it on my phone or whatever. And, you know, one day I might be falling back into the good old classic early YouTube gaming days, watching like PewDiePie or Markiplier or some shit, right? And that'll be my thing for like a week where like every night, lay down, watch one of their videos or whatever the fuck, and then just like clock out. Maybe, maybe the next week it'll be watching random ass, really funny, like fake ghost sighting videos or some shit. Or like, have you guys like just going down a YouTube rabbit hole, right? Like, have you guys seen? And this is gonna be the most fucking random shit, but like, if anybody watches this and they've gone on like random ass deep dives in a YouTube rabbit hole, like you know what I'm talking about. You find random shit like this.
Yeah. If
Porch pirate videos. So like,
Ah.
yeah, people that have like cameras on their porch or like the ring
Oh.
doorbell, ring cams and shit, they'll get packages and their neighbors or random people will come by and try to steal the packages and shit. And they
Bruh.
just get it on footage. Sometimes they come out and chase them and shit. Bro, oh my God. I remember when I went down that fucking rabbit hole, there was a video, this man, right? And it's like a perfectly peaceful suburban neighborhood, right? Delivery guy comes, drops off a package, doesn't ring the bell or anything, right? Just drops it off on the porch and leaves. That's fine, right? And like 10 minutes later, this random dude, right, comes strolling up the walkway like it's his house or some shit, right? Like he's got this real confident strut and shit. And he slowly leans over and picks up the box with one hand and starts walking away. He keeps that strut. This dude comes out the house and he's off camera, but you can hear the door open and you can hear him going, "Put that fucking package back," right? This man turns around and his eyes widen with the fear of God. And he's like, all right." And he starts walking back, right? And he's got like one hand up. And this dude steps from off camera into frame. It's a black dude and he's got an AR-15 in his hand. I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
He was like, "Put that
Yep.
fucking package back." The dude put the package down. He's like, "Now get your ass off or I call the police." And he's like, "Yes, sir. You have a good day." I was dying.
Yep.
Oh my God. But like, fucking point being, like, it's just like a lot of people are kind of like me where they might just watch something or someone because it's kind of like it's their vibe, it fits their mood at the time,
yeah.
and they might move on, which is okay. But like a lot of people, they'll get that in the short term where they might come and vibe with your shit for like a stream, and then they're just like, I don't really feel like going back and watching again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people that come and they like turn off the screen so they can't even see and they just listen to the audio.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
get
people
it
do
all the
that.
time. I have a bunch of people that'll just come in just so they can listen to me fucking sound like a psycho talking to myself.
Yeah, well, no, a lot of people do that, and I think it's super interesting. But at the same time, I'm not too surprised that that's become a thing, just because of like the whole advent of like ASMR streams and stuff. Hold on a second.
Yeah. That's just crazy now how fucking huge that is.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever watch it. Like I'd just be like, nah, hell no.
Like, man, I can't just have this up listening. I mean, sometimes I do that where it's like I'm reading manga or something and it's like I just want some background noise, but I don't really feel like listening to music and it's like a friend streaming or something. I'll probably throw up the
Yeah.
stream, but I'm like not really engaged with it.
Paying that much attention, kind of
Yeah.
just listening to it. Yeah. I'm the same. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Never like I never really pay attention, but I'm like just lurking in there, just chilling.
Hell yeah. I feel like it's easier to do something like that on more like streams like this where it's like you're not really playing a game. You're just kind of
Yeah.
like chilling and stuff. And
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
can just
yeah.
sit and listen to a conversation.
Yeah. The perfect vibe.
Yep.
Man, streaming is weird.
Yeah. True.
It's super weird. And trying to keep up with it is even more weird. I think that's like the main thing for me is literally keeping up with it.
Yeah. Have you seen some of like the fucking like the Twitch fail compilation shit? Bruh, some people are so dumb. Like some of the shit that they do, I'm like, are you like purposely being like completely fucking stupid? Or like are you seriously having a moment right now?
Man.
And some people are so personal, like whether it's like personal relationships or like sex life or some shit like that. Some of the shit people say, I'm like, fucking Jesus, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, people be going wild with streaming, no cap.
Yeah.
I don't know how they be doing it. Like, cause like, as far as like personal stuff, like, I be streaming and like I be telling my friends and stuff like I don't care if you say my name, cause like I'll do streams like with like IRL friends and stuff. And it's like, yo, you can say
Yeah.
my first name. I don't care. It's like it's not a big deal to me if like that gets out there, cause it's already out there. Cause before I started doing the VTubing thing and everything, obviously I was doing music and stuff. So it's like my name's already out there. It's not a big deal if you say it on stream one day or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but then it's like you got, like you were saying, you got a bunch of people out there going into detail about their divorce and and all this and that, and there it's like, yo, you kind of giving too much now, and then you wonder why you got creeps in your DMs and stuff acting like they know you and stuff. It's like, I mean, you kind of are allowing them to get to know you like super well and shit. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess there's a balance
Some
to all
people
that.
like, yeah. It's crazy.
Mad crazy.
Huh?
Huh?
I heard something about marriages. What?
We was talking about people getting way personal on stream.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Cause like I was telling them how I was like, yeah, I don't care if if like you or like Crisis or anybody says my actual name and stuff, cause it's like it's already out there because of my music and everything. So it's like, it's no big deal if like it comes out and stuff, and people say it on stream or whatever. It's no big deal. But then we was like all these other people that be like talking about divorces and like I don't know.
Super personal shit.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
y'all see that it is this one um girl, and she literally, I think she got banned, but she was like on there and she was like whooping her kid on the stream, dog, and not like just like spanking, like abusing this man up on the stream. I was like, yeah, just what? It's like I don't get it.
Man.
I don't get it. It's like you would think you would like reserve that. I mean, it's fucked up in general, but it's like wait till you're done streaming so you don't expose yourself. Like what?
Yeah.
People aren't smart, bro. People are not smart. People are dumb. They do dumb shit. When it comes to like personal info and shit like that though, like for starters, I don't even like my government. But I'd really rather people didn't say that shit on stream. But
Yeah.
it's like when it comes to personal info, at least on the internet, like streaming and shit like that, I try to keep that shit, mostly on the DL. It doesn't matter. People will find that shit anyways, regardless of what I do. But like,
Yeah.
it's like the internet's already a dangerous place. Like, if y'all want that info, y'all gonna have to work for it. I'm not giving that shit away for free. you know?
Bruh. I legit seen a clip the other day and it like made me fucking sick, right? This chick was she was streaming and she'd been like streaming all day or some shit apparently. And in the middle of it, she was like, "Oh, I just looked in my pants and it's full of blood. I've been on my period all day and I haven't been wearing a pad or anything." I was like, "Bro,
Oh,
why would you fucking say that. I was like, dude, what the fuck? What are you doing, bro?
Yo,
Go.
I'm like,
Oh,
oh, that is fucking disgusting. There are some people who 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 fucking open OBS or XSplit or whatever the fuck, and they go live and they treat this shit like it's a softcore fetish site. It is fucking disgusting.
yeah.
I cannot with that shit. No, thank you.
But it's like the hot tub stream shit, right? Like I'm surprised that shit's even allowed. Like you get a 3/4 naked person, throw them in water that's fucking 10 centimeters deep, and then it's okay. Like, uh,
It's dumb, but like that was just a case of Twitch giving up and being like, yeah, we get to see titty. Who cares? It's
yeah,
it's like it's like they banned one or two people for that shit. Like they started banning a couple people for that shit, and then everybody started doing it. And then they're like, damn, we can't ban everybody. Guess it's time to make it a category.
yeah, because you can't ban a female for it because then it's sexist, and then you can't ban a male for it because it's sexist, and then it's just like you got to let everyone do it. G. You can't win this argument. Like
It's like
you're
that.
wrong no matter what your answer is. Like,
Now I'm just gonna say this, right? Websites and companies in general, and this especially goes for shit like 14, right? Like they don't know how to double down on their TOS when it
yeah,
counts.
they don't know how to back up their rules and stuff. Like,
They could have put an end to that shit by just like clarifying like, yo, this is not allowed. Because from my understanding, right, what I hear a lot of people say is that as a male streamer, right, you can't stream with a webcam on if you're not wearing a shirt. That's what I've heard, right?
yeah,
Which like I don't know if that's like necessarily true or not, but I've seen a number of streamers where it's just like this tatted up dude, he's a little ripped and he's got no fucking shirt on and he's just sitting at his desk playing games, watching videos, whatever the fuck, right?
yeah.
That shit confuses me
That's
so goddamn much.
yeah. It's
Like
like
it is
another
what it
hot.
is, but like is it allowed or not? Like I don't know. Yeah, like yeah, no, it is fucking.
Yeah.
This the hot tub shit
It's
is the perfect example.
how do you guys this is another fucking hot spicy topic, but how do you guys feel about like like the N word, right? Because you can't say racist shit and stuff on stream, but then you got people like T-Pain and stuff that stream and then they like just say it on repeat. Like, do you think it should just be banned on the site altogether, or like, obviously just let's
See,
not say it
I
because it
ain't gonna
sounds like it's
cap.
coming from a
I ain't gonna
racist term or
cap. When I stream specifically with like my black homies, it just naturally happens because that's like part of our
yeah.
culture. But it's like
it's like
I guess as far as actual TOS, yeah, in general it shouldn't be allowed. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like I kind of feel like since it's a part of like our culture and all that stuff, you would kind of be
Yeah.
here's
borderline
he,
racist banning it. But
here's
Yeah.
the thing about that word, right? It's because there's two versions of that word, basically. There's
yes.
the
Yeah.
derogatory version, and then there's the endearing version, one of which shouldn't be used at all, the other of which
Yeah.
shouldn't really have been used at all in the past to begin with. But again, that was turned into a term of endearment, and that was done by black people. That
Yes.
that
Yes.
is why, we're so defensive of that word when, of course,
Yeah.
like white people or, people of other races will try to use that shit. But
Yeah.
like honestly, from what I've seen with like black streamers who say it, right? Like T-Pain, perfect example. It's like another thing with T-Pain, right? Is he does music. That word is very common in his music. Now, not to say that,
Yeah.
like if another word like a slur or some shit was to be used in his music, that wouldn't excuse it. No. Again, this word is very touchy. It's a very hot topic because
Yeah.
of of the nature of the word and the two different versions of it and what they mean, what they stand for in culture and in history as a whole, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when I see a black streamer who, they use the endearing version of the term, right? It doesn't mean shit to me seeing that happen on stream. And 9 times out of 10, Twitch isn't gonna bother a black streamer who does that. Like I was talking to Venom earlier about a streamer that I watch, Hotashi. This man, he plays fighting games. Like Strive is his big thing. He drops that word occasionally, and he sits there face cam. His face is like in the corner of the screen like 80% of the time in his streams. And I
Yeah.
remember one time I was watching him and he was labbing shit. He was sitting in the training room and he dropped that word, and somebody in chat was like, "Whoa, dude, you can't say that TOS." And he's like, "What do you mean I can't say that? I'm African American." And he turned his face cam on. I was dying. But like that's pretty much how it is with that word. Like honestly, I can
Yeah.
see how it would make some people uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people that aren't black who they hear that word and they're just kind of like, because like even though
Yeah,
it is an
that just
endearing version of
that
that
just
word, it's still
reminded me.
like that
That
word,
just
right?
reminded me. Yeah, you remember when we was playing when we was playing that one day. What was it? We was playing with some other VTuber homies that one day. I forgot, dog. I don't think we was even playing anything. I think we was just chilling in the Discord, dog. And then yeah, this man Vaughn didn't know I was streaming. Or I wasn't streaming, but he didn't know I was in there with other people streaming. You came in, he was like, "What's up, man?" And I was like, "Hell, dang." Everybody in
Yo,
there was like, "Huh? Who was that?" I was like, "Yep, off rip, yep, dog."
man.
Yeah, but no, literally, that just reminds me of bro, it's like you know how everybody be talking about like how black people gotta have put on the white voice and all that, like when we trying to get jobs and stuff. It's literally like
Hmm.
the same thing. It's literally like the same thing with streaming
Bro,
and stuff. Cause I talk so different when I'm around other like when I like stream with like Claire or like Time or whatever, bruh, it's like a whole different person. But it's like with y'all and stuff, it's like granted, I still ain't gonna talk the same way because it's like Kuma's, you like not like the homie like that. Like we just met each other. Like technically we just
Yeah.
met each other. And so it's like over time it's like people will get more comfortable with each other and
yeah,
stuff.
you gotta
Yeah.
feel things out. Yeah, that's only
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like I think that's how it goes with that.
Yeah. Because like where I grew up, like it was in the middle of nowhere, right? So our school, like it was really small, but it was like full of Sudanese, like Aboriginals. We had a shit ton of Kiwis. We had like Asians. We had fucking everything, right? So everything was kind of
Hmm.
just chill and vibing and whatever else. And then I moved up to Brisbane and stuff for a couple of years. And I finished school and stuff up there. And most of the school was like Kiwis and Aboriginals and stuff. And that was who I used to hang with, and they used to always say the stuff all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna say that shit because it's like, I'm white. I ain't gonna get you, guys. I'm not gonna get my ass whooped by all you guys.
Yo,
And
oh
they were like, oh
man.
no, you're good, G. Call us that. And I was like,
No.
no,
No.
please,
Dog, I hate that.
Yo,
I hate
yo,
that when
yo,
other black
oh,
people say, "Yeah, you allowed to say it because you're cool with us." It's like, "Yo, you can be cool." Like Eminem, that's a dude that's respectful. Like granted, he said it in the past and like he admitted to that, but it's like that's
yeah,
one like white rapper that's like he understands the position of what it is, what the word means, the origin behind it and everything. It's like, okay, I like the culture and everything. I'm cool with a bunch of black people. They say it around me all the time, but I'm not gonna say it because that's
yeah,
disrespectful to me.
exactly.
yep. Like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, that's
bro.
how I feel. Like I have a lot of white mates that were in similar boats, and they would say it, and then, they would say it in front of someone that they're not like chill with, and I was like, dude,
And it
you
becomes a
nah,
problem.
bro,
Yeah,
Yep.
and
you
then you
like
get your ass
fucking
beat right there off
Mhm.
rip. Yeah.
yeah,
Bro. Like it fucking it kills me, right? The
yeah,
N-word pass, bro.
Yeah,
is
people
some
need to stop
cap.
doing that. People need to
It
stop
is
doing
some
that.
cap. The only time I've ever tried to issue N-word passes in my life, it's been to white ass people who I know for a fact will not say the word because it's always funny when they're like, no, no, I'm not saying it. I won't say it. And I'm just like, damn straight you won't. This is why I love you.
I think the
Yeah,
furthest we can get with that is inviting people to the cookout. That's as far as we go with
Yes, you can come to
that.
the cookout. That's the one. That is the one right there. That's how you handle that. You want them
yeah.
to feel like part of the brotherhood. You bring them to the cookout. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I see it on Twitch all the time, man. You get so many people saying it. I'm like, fuck. Like, you're not really like it's you know, it's very common in black culture and stuff to say it every now and then and call each other that, especially with like music. Music is like fucking huge for
Mhm.
using it. Like you got like Ice Cube and all that. That is half of their songs. Um, but
Yeah.
like when you on Twitch and you stream into like thousands of people and you just saying it every word and you calling everyone in chat that, I was like, you like setting like a bad example of what people should just be expecting to like say. I think as 99% of adults are smart enough to not pick up on that, but I'm thinking more like you got like the little like 14 and 15-year-olds and shit
Yes,
that are
Yeah.
gonna
yes,
go to
yes,
school
yes,
and say that and get their ass fucking whooped because they don't understand like
bro.
the
It's
difference.
wild. Like I have perfect examples of like usage of words coming from just like my experience in schools, right? Because where I live,
Yeah,
I pretty much spent the majority of my life growing up in the city, right? Like I wasn't born in
yeah,
the city, but most of my schooling was done there, all the way up to my first year of high school. And that was in the city.
yeah,
And then I remember moving up to like upstate, basically middle of bumfuck nowhere. It's redneck hick country. You can think of it as basically,
yeah.
right? And my experience from moving to the city from like to that area was I went from being called certain things to certain other things. And for context,
Yeah,
I'm mixed. So
yeah,
I don't know how you think I look. I'm not gonna judge you for like how you might like try to imagine a face behind the voice, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't look how I sound.
You really
I'm gonna
don't.
leave the rest up to I'm gonna leave the rest up to the imagination. So I went
yeah,
I went upstate and I'm chilling and I don't really care. I'm it's whatever. I don't care what people call me. I'm through with that shit. If I gotta beat somebody's ass, then it's whatever too. But if
yeah.
somebody's just gonna call me names, it's whatever. I'll cuss you out.
Hey,
It's just leave it at
don't
that.
have enough
Right?
effort to deal with those people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. So I would talk with people, right? And these white kids who've just lived in that like rural country kind of environment their whole lives and shit. And they got very conservative parents and everything. The whole
yeah,
setup for success, right? Bought a
yeah.
lift kit for their pickup truck with their dad's credit card and shit. The whole nine yards. And
Entitled
fucking
motherfuckers.
and they would be asking me, they're like, "Oh, you're from the city, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm talking with them and talking about the background and shit like that. And I tell them like, "Yeah, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever, right?" Just letting them know. And next thing you know, I'm being called all kinds of fucking slurs and shit that like I forgot existed. And I'm
Yeah.
sitting here and I'm like, "God damn." And it,
Uh,
it's funny, right? Because like thinking on that, right? Because a lot of that shit is rooted in ignorance, right? Whether it's meant to be malicious or not, a lot of that shit is rooted in ignorance.
yeah,
Like you said, young impressionable kids who may not be black who pick up on the whole endearing version of the N word through music and shit.
yeah,
Like they might be just trying to say it to be cool and fit in, and then they get their ass beat by a black kid, and it's just like they didn't understand, they didn't know, they were not educated in terms of like that culture and that word and shit, right?
yeah,
And it kind of makes me think back to the F word, referring to the
yeah,
the homophobic
Uh-huh.
one, and that
yeah,
is that is an incredibly common word to be thrown around like back
yeah.
in the city where I used to live.
Back in the
And
day in
honestly,
general.
That,
yes, like back
yeah,
in the
that,
day in general, yes, but like bro,
That was
city
like the word for
school,
everything, like, you
city
know,
school,
how
bro.
many years ago?
You go to dap your bro up and you get called that word because you made physical contact with someone of the same gender
Yeah,
That's
identity.
right.
Like and like
yeah.
it's like we used to throw that word around so much, and I say we because like I'm not even gonna front. I used to say that fucking word, and I
Oh,
hate that I
yeah,
used to
same
say
here,
that word.
G.
I took that shit
Yes.
into my music when I first started making it, and looking back on that shit now is so fucking cringe because I'm fucking bi now. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, I was throwing around that word like it was nothing, and now I'm sitting here and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
But I
But
mean,
like I
on that
didn't
same point,
know,
on that
like I
same
didn't
point,
fucking
it's like
realize.
literally people saying that, like you saying, but then you got like Tyler the Creator or Frank Ocean using it just like the N word because they're gay.
Because they're gay, yeah.
So then
And
it's like in
I
the same context.
think that shit's so interesting, but what's even more interesting about those 2 cases, right, is that it's black men doing that shit too, and that the
Yeah.
thing that makes that interesting about that to me is, like, they took, like, like, black people took the N word and they flipped it to basically, to their benefit, where they
Yeah.
would use it almost out of spite, right? And I remember Tupac, right, back in the day in an interview, he said, like, somebody, I think it was like it might have been a white interviewer or some shit, white lady, I don't remember exactly, but he was being questioned on it, and he said it's not just a word, it's an acronym basically. Like, he said it stands for never ignorant, getting goals accomplished, and I thought that shit was so sick. Like, that was amazing to me. And it's like that's what makes it interesting to me, that these 2 black men, like you said, they're gay, right? They're taking that other word and they're using it almost as if to say, like, this word means nothing to me. It cannot hurt me. I am, stronger than a fucking word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
not, yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
because like I'm albino G, like I fucking glow in the dark, right? Like I am as white as it fucking comes.
Translucent under the sun type
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and like my parents are pretty much the same. And they're like super religious and stuff. And like we grew up on like extremely, extremely broke. Like I think I was 14 the first time I ever slept in a bed. Um, so we were like real old school, super religious, and like I remember my parents one day. I don't know, I would have been like 12 or something, and we were at the pub, and everyone's just drinking and chilling, and this dude like said the N word out loud because of I think there was what was it? It was like a news or something, and the dude was black that was doing like the report or whatever, and some drunk dickhead
Oh
said it, and my
man.
dad just picked this motherfucker up and threw him through the bar window, and I was like, God damn!
Ooh.
I was like, okay, shit.
Yes.
I was like, our parents would like you if you said like anything that was like against any type of race, they would just like they would fucking whoop your ass because they were crazy religious and they still are, and so they're still kind of they're not homophobic or anything like that, but they still don't like get it. Like they don't support it, but they're not gonna like abuse people or anything like that that do it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's fucking it's confusing to explain to them because I got heaps of friends that are like gay or bi or lesbian or whatever, and you'd be like, yo, she's lesbian, blah blah blah. She worked at the same job or whatever as me, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, but why is she lesbian? I was like, she likes girls, bro. What do you mean?
Like
Like, there is
that's not that's what makes it so difficult too, because it's not something that can just be explained, right?
yeah,
Like these kinds of things, right? Like, for me, just figuring out really what I was into, right? Like, that was a fucking process, because I could tell you now, when I was younger, I was fucking straighter than a goddamn ruler.
Yeah.
Like it was girls, girls, and girls, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like part of it, both in terms of like just how I kind of looked at not just like sexual attraction, but just like love in general, right? That was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And like it's like kind of I had this period of time where I was working a really shitty job and like I was just super introspective, like more so than I had ever been in my life. And
Yeah.
just kind of thinking about shit. And I was thinking back to all kinds of things, like even just like the words we were talking about earlier, right? And
Yeah.
and like how I used them and shit, how I learned that like that kind of stuff was just like it was rooted in my ignorance and just kind of thinking on like how I've grown as a person, how I could continue to grow and shit, right? And
Yeah.
it's wild to me too. I still haven't told my father or my mother really, but I haven't told either of my parents that I've
Yeah.
like I haven't came out to them so to speak, right? And it's
It's
wild
pretty
because
hard to,
it
especially for like generation, right? I think like our like the generation below us, I think it's going to be extremely easy to be open about that stuff. But I still feel like we're kind of like our age is like we're kind of still on that line where a lot of parents are like it's going to be hard to explain that to them.
that's what I was gonna say. We're right behind the boomers, bro. Like
Yeah.
like it's crazy. Fucking my father, right? He's he's an amazing man in fucking so many different ways, right? Like this man has done so much for me and fucking and my sisters, my two sisters from his side of the family, fucking my
Yeah.
my half sisters, and it's like he's gone basically to hell and back like just for us, right? And again, like I can't fucking understate how much of an amazing man he is, but the big reason why I haven't even like considered speaking about that kind of thing with him is because like as much as I know he's not completely ignorant, I've heard him make like really fucked up homophobic remarks before. And that shit like has me on edge. Like
Yeah.
he'll say some shit and like I won't even kind of correct him. I'll just get quiet because I'm just like, that's not the one, chief. Like,
Yeah.
and if like it seems like he's adamant on that shit, but I don't really know for real. It's just like it's fucking scary to approach, right?
Yeah.
And just a few weeks back, I was hanging with my mom for the first time in a while, and I have three fucking sisters on her side of the family now. One's just barely about to be a year old, I think it was, and fucking it's like we were in the car all like just chilling, right? Vibing and talking about shit. And then she asked me a very interesting question, right? And this shit caught me super off guard. She asked me, she was like, "Hey, what do you think about all this pronoun and gender identity stuff?" And I was like, I was in the passenger seat of the car, like head back, like, what?
Get me the fuck out. I
Where
know
the
what it
fuck?
is.
I was like, I wasn't like afraid. I was just like caught off guard. I'm
Yeah.
like, where the fuck did this come
Yeah.
from? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, do I just open with like, yeah, I'm non-binary. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm just like, uh, I'm like, I think it's all right? Like I think it's not that bad. And and she started talking about it and she was pretty open with it. Like the next thing she said, I don't remember exactly what she said, but like after I said that, she pretty much said something along the lines of just like, yeah, I think it's great too. Like I'm happy for those people. And I was like, I was even more caught off guard by that. I think it's just because I'm so used to like hanging around my father for like the last like 2 years or so while I was like hanging with him working and shit like that, that I was like, holy fuck. I forgot that part of why like I stopped using, the particularly homophobic word, and like and
Yeah.
made so many friends who were like gay, bi, trans, whatever, was partially because my mother had taught me to be, open-minded, and,
Yeah.
just like that I could be fucking as weird as I want to be, because my mom's weird as fuck too. She's funny.
Yeah.
my my mom is where the white in me comes from. That's her side of the family. So she's weird as fuck, but it's like the cool, funny kind of weird, the kind of mom that can like
Yeah.
tease you and shit, crack jokes and whatnot. But and it was kind of like crazy getting that reminder, and fucking it was really easy to talk to her about that kind of shit. But it just goes to show, like I don't know, like people's experiences and their mindsets and shit, like it definitely affects talking about those kinds of things, those sensitive subjects, right?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think another thing, besides my mom just being very open-minded and wanting, me to be the same for obvious reasons, is that,
Yeah.
she